It would take 700 flying the bird meditations to get you out of this. It's so hard to get out of it. It's not the proper new beginning. That is why Mercury will retrograde the day after. It's a fluke. When it feels too urgent and too strong, it's just like what happens when you have really beautiful weather. It's so gorgeous outside. It's so warm. So nice. And it's only this month, how is it crazy? Oh, and then you have the storm coming after it. That's that Mercury retrograde for 3 weeks. But just like that storm that comes after that day, that lunation, that energy in and of itself is a storm. It's a spell. It is a spell that will put itself into you if you're not careful and wise. I think the only people who are going to have a blissful time are going to be Seguru, Teal Swan. I shouldn't put her, before the Dalai Lama. Any spiritually evolved people. Anybody else who is just kind of slow, though. If you're already impatient, that's going to be blown up a trillion times, a billion times, a gazillion times. If you're hesitant, and you're usually hesitant, then watch out for some really strong energy to just suddenly make a move. You have a desire, and you are going after it. It's so intense, and you cannot sit on that energy. You have to make something happen, but if you do, it will blow up for you. It will go wrong, it will backfire, and that's why Mercury is retrograding. To review all of that. That's why it's happening like that. It's because it's not proper. And it might well be eclipse energies. Because it's a really confusing energy. It's quite confusing. You're into a radical transformation. As if suddenly a dial switches and you are moving in a radical new direction, but you need to wait, because if you go off feeling all gung-ho, you will end up doing something that you will later regret. You may listen to your inner knowing and follow it, but I can assure you, you will regret it. And you'll have 3 weeks to continually go back over and get sucked back down into all that stuff. You will just keep going back to it. Because Mercury retrograde pulls you back. Just pulls you back. So you try to move forward. Whoa, says the universe. Not yet. You have to wait. We're going through review time now. What? I thought I had this new beginning and I was so confident, I was so brave and courageous, and I'm going to get something done. Let's go. No. You need to stop, and you need to wait it out until you have proper intentions. Your intentions are proper. They are right. They are clearly compassionate and clearly right, because you may feel that strong desire that it is right at that time, but it will not be in the long run. The moon and sun may as well be retrograde. They never retrograde, but consider them retrograde. So it'll be a burst of passion, and then once the energy settles and that really strong fixed earth energy comes in with a Mercury retrograde, you will get down into that, I can assure you. Taurus is an energy that stays stuck to things. It sticks to things. It's really hard to move. Gemini is super adaptable. So, gets distracted by this and that. Taurus is not like that in it itself. I mean, you could be in a rut. You could find yourself feeling really stuck in a rut. Or you can experience the high road of the Mercury retrograde. Get this. What you do on this particular day, on this particular lunation, is going to affect how you experience your Mercury retrograde, which happens only a day later. If you mess up, it will not be a walk in the park. But if you resist while the energy is so hot and intense, it may happen on the 19th. You may end up losing sleep because your mind is so wired up, fired up. As will mine be if I don't stop this soon. And you have this desire. You may wake people up at night. You may order them about. You may have them doing, push-ups and cartwheels. I don't know. Or, whatever, time you live on the ground. I don't know where you live. whatever you do, don't initiate something new on that particular day. Oh, this messed up. Let me try initiating something new. No, says the universe. Wait it out. Now let's analyze what you've done. You haven't looked into it. Now let's probe down. Now let's analyze. You're not moving on until you've analyzed this. And you've dissected all the parts, and you have, OCD analyzed it even, because you're going to be out in 3 weeks, for crying out loud. And then once you've analyzed, and once you've seen all that damage, and once you take that slow and steady steps, then May 14th starts. You can then have a second chance to do all that stuff again. When Mercury comes to hit that same point in the shadow, you can really make a lot of movements forward to redo something, getting the second chance. You can just move right on after that Mercury leaving shadow. But that first Mercury shadow culmination is all fine and good. It's all smooth. Oh, you think it's going to go well? You think it's going to be smooth? You think you have this all in a bag, don't you? You think you have it all planned out. You think you're feeling so free and say, you have, I'm going to have a great Mercury retrograde. Oh, this is going to be a great time. I'm going to have a, wonderful birthday party, celebration, a wedding. Oh, I've got a lot of plans. It's going to go amazingly. It's going to go fabulously. I've been through the pre-shadow before. I've seen what's going on. I think it's going to go pretty smoothly for me. And then comes along this stinking eclipse, which is a real booger, if not used properly. Just like the 21st of November. Duke of Durham thought he had it all together, but then he found out, just all of a sudden, just sudden, that people were coming to invade the country, and then just his plans for his relationships, his life, so much stuff that he had planned and idealized, all those things, it was destroyed because of what he decided to do because of it. That one day alone cost him, and certainly did not spare him. It cost him a lot of his life and even his current experiences right now, as I speak. And I'm not too familiar on his current situation, forgive me, but I haven't been doing recent research into that. But you think it's all smooth. Then comes a test the universe wants to throw in your path. You think it's all smooth, but then you hear the sirens calling you to go in a particular direction. And it's really, really difficult to ignore those sirens. It just fills you up with an inner sense of, oh, I want to go in this direction. And then that Mercury retrograde happens because that new beginning is not proper. We're not spiritually meant to experience this kind of new beginning. It's not a healthy, new beginning. The new moon in Aries on the 21st of March, that was healthy. That was a healthy lunation. This is not healthy energy. This can easily go. It's more often than not can go in a really dark, destructive direction. Really dark and destructive direction. And the universe is your friend, is wise and loving, and it's going to bring along the Mercury retrograde to go back over stuff. And then clear on in May, you can start to move forward again. But just sit on that desire. Sit on there. Don't give in to the siren song, the calling of your heart, because it's really a demon's heart that's put into you. So that, an evil version of yourself, an evil dictator that, the soul of, Hitler or the soul of Satan put inside of you. You may think that you are looking up to God. You're actually looking up to Satan. Satan. On this particular day. You may think that you're praying to you-know-who, but you're actually praying to the devil. You may think that you are co-creating with you-know-who, but you are actually creating with the devil. But it's not conscious, because it feels so right, and you've never felt this courage before. It's like why have I never felt this courage? Why do I suddenly feel so determined and so, I've never felt this way? It's unreal. It's still going to be true. And right there, when you feel a feeling that you have never felt in your whole entire life, courage you have never felt in your whole entire life, assertion and desire that you have never felt in your whole entire life, that is a red flag. And that is what you need to be aware of, because it will feel really, really good. It will be wrong, though. Because that Mercury retrograde happens like something so strong and, new beginning, it feels so good, but then Mercury retrograde comes along. Yep. Mercury retrograde comes along when it's not the right time for new beginnings yet. It is a time in development because of the events that were to occur to go retrograde. Maybe if this event does not occur, then it will affect Mercury going retrograde. Who knows? It may affect it, I don't know. But events are put in place so that we're learning new lessons and we're having new challenges. We're going through the free and easy period. Super easy. We don't really need to learn anything. If Mercury were to go retrograde now, it would be pretty simple. However, they're specifically designed to cover territory which could bring hints of challenges, and we face brand new challenges, and brand new mental lessons that we can be unprepared for. Based off of the events that occur prior to that, you may think that those events lead to new beginnings, but they're actually the universe teasing you, saying, haha, I'm just joking, let me throw in a Mercury retrograde, I'm just joking. I'm just pulling your leg. There's no new beginning yet, you have to wait it out. I was teasing you. That's what it's like, basically. Think you're all this, but then you humble down and realize you have more to learn, and you have to go back and relearn to properly move forward. The state that you are in feels so good, and it feels fine. Why change anything? Oh, but then you need baby teeth removed. Then you have to be willing to go through that process of the surgery to then come out the other side, and then probably have a new beginning, change, transform, proper new beginning. And those intentions, those desires that you set prior to that Mercury retrograde may be different intentions and desires that you end up setting beyond that point because of that process of change. And you need to be willing to let go of those intentions and desires too. Because you may think that they're substantial, but you didn't realize you're up at night having that desire to do something, go out and do this, doing these things that you've never thought about doing before, because it's so exciting, your brain's all revved up, but it's the middle of the night and it's time to sleep. And then regret comes and you wake up and you're sleep deprived and you get through the whole day and go to sleep again, and then probably wake up to begin again. You don't follow, don't treat things that way. I don't know. But this is what it is. Square Pluto. Is it really real? It's need for transformation, destruction. It is square Pluto. Oh my goodness. So that really answers Pluto's empowerment again. All those things. I'm going to go over it again. But I will tell you that this is a no-nothing matter.